Hello, and welcome back. It's Big Boy Rabbit. I'm out here with Mississippi Milsurp out at the Milsurp Range, slap dab in the middle of East Central Mississippi. It is a balmy 38 degrees today, and we wanted to talk to you about something special, about cryptid defense. You heard me right. Defense against the supernatural, paranormal, the could be, the maybe, the once was, the still is. It's going to be a fun little series we're doing. We're going to talk to you about some deep lore southern cryptids that are around our area. Some that we have experience with and some that we have never seen and barely heard of, but very cool nonetheless. We're going to be telling you what we do carry and would carry while we're out in these woods, just in case a cryptid or a booger shows up. Because I live in Booger Holler, and right here in the Milsurp Range is right at the beginning of an incredibly old swamp, a very old swamp. And it is a huge swamp, and it has a very large waterway that goes through the middle of the swamp, which everything migrates through. There's a lot of things that happen here, and we wanted to talk to y'all about it. Should be fun, so sit down and buckle up, get you some coffee, some tea, some smoke, whatever your indulgence is. If you want to sip on a little alcohol and loosen yourself up, feel free. This is going to be part of a collaboration with a lot of other gun channels. I recently had an experience out in the woods that shook me to my bones, and not just because it was 36 degrees, no, because, well, it had to have been a cryptid. It had to have been a booger. It's nothing that we can put our finger on. And I was talking over with Sean, the blind sniper. He's a good dear friend of mine. And he said that there were several other gun tubers talking about this exact thing and wanted to know if I wanted to participate in a collaboration. I said, absolutely, I would love to. And now you're going to hear all these much better channels than mine. They're much larger channels than mine. And you might want to click on the description down below to go check out all of their episodes talking about this exact subject and what they would choose and the cryptids in their area, because it seems to be across the Southeast and all over North America. We have Joe Morgan. We have Guns and Gear with Geary Gunderson. He's an awesome guy. We have 8mm Mauser Man. If you want to know about ballistics, the inside of Milsurp bullets and such, go to 8mm Mauser Man. He has one of the best channels for showing you the insides and outs of military surplus bullets so that you know what they look like on the inside, the sectional density and everything, so you don't have to cut one apart or dig for that research yourself. Go look at 8mm Mauser Man. We also have Arasaka Type 99. You heard me right. Arasaka Type 99. He has great opinions, and his description will be down below. It is the name of the channel, Arasaka Type 99. And we also have Hobo Factory. He has great opinions, and he's going to be filming one of these as well and give his opinions on the subject and what he would carry to defend against what boogers are in his area. The descriptions are down below. And don't forget Sean at The Blind Sniper, because he is the one that started me on this journey and has helped me out so much. So go over to his channel and give him all of the love and respect that you would give me. Now, let's talk about some fun things. All right, the first thing we're going to be talking about today is something that my great grandma told me about, which actually come from her father, which would have been my great grandfather. And she told me about hide behinds. And my great grandfather was a logger back in the 1850s. And 1860s he had 12 big oxen that he would go out, oxen that pulled the cart. And the trees back then, man, they were huge. I have some of his saws, and I mean, they're taller than me. They are huge freaking 2-man saws. I mean, the limbs from them trees back there were the size of our trees now, was the limbs from back then. My grandma said that you could ride a horse in any direction in Mississippi as fast as you wanted and never worry about hitting a limb, because that's how huge and wide open the forest used to be before the white man came along with their cutting tools and clear cut the forest. Cut it all down. We're going to tame it. Well, that pissed off the boogers. That's what happened. It pissed them off, because why are you coming here? They were like the Lorax if the Lorax was a meth addict, because they are ready to kill. And what a hide behind is, is no one has ever actually fully seen it. I've seen things jut back and forth, you know, behind the trees, which I'm positive was a hide behind. What they can do is they can hide behind pretty much any tree. And what they do is when you walk past the said tree, yoink, you food. Just like that, they disappear. And what her father told her about was they would go out in the logging camps. They would go into a part of the forest, they're cutting it down, and they would never cut real late in the evening. You want to be back at camp well before sunset. You didn't want to be out in the woods in the 1840s and the 1850s after dark. But what would happen is while they're out there and the sun starts setting, you'd have a logger. He's out further away from the group. He's off, you know, he's gotten on the other side of the ridge, or he's gotten 200 yards. He's out of sight now. You can't see him anymore. Everybody comes back to camp that evening and they're looking around, they're talking, and, you know, they realize, oh crap, where's Billy Jack? Or where's Joe? Oh, he's not here. Well, who was the last person to see him? Well, they go out and they look and no trace. Gone, gone, gone. No blood, no clothes, nothing. Just their equipment. The last place they had it, it was there, and they're gone. That's spooky. This is the most paranormal one we're going to talk about. The rest of them are based in actual animals and a lot of good footage and stuff of the other ones. But these hide behinds really scare me because they could be absolutely anywhere. They could be right there behind that tree, behind that tree, behind that tree, watching you right now, silently peering out and watching, waiting for you to get closer, waiting so they can go around. And as soon as you go by, reach out, snatch your soul out of your body, or rip you up. Oh, it scared me, something moved back there. We are down in the swamp right now. This is where we've had encounters. I mean, we're more in the civilized part of it. The further back that way you go, the deeper in the wilder it gets, the further you go. So that's why we're always steadily looking, because there could be something. Any day when we film these videos, there could be a skunk ape come running through the back here. We would love for that to happen, but it's unlikely that it will be in between, you know, when we cut and we're doing something, that's when there's going to be a skunk ape come out, huck a old tire at us and be like, and run back in the woods. So the hide behinds, when we go out here hunting in the swamp, we carry some serious firepower because we want to be able to shoot through a tree. Okay? Because the hide behinds on the other side of that tree, and you're not, they said that when you shoot at them, they're quick enough to dodge a bullet. That's what they say. And again, this is more of a paranormal critter. So it's very possible that that thing can sense as you're squeezing the muscles in your arm and your finger to slowly start cracking the trigger, or you're just jerking the shit out of it because there's a giant black scary thing going, hey, you know, it can sense that. And as soon as it feels the electrical impulses of your arm going off, it goes, nope. So you're not going to hit it in the face as much as you want to try. You're going to have something to punch through it. And you're out there by yourself, deep in the swamp, waiting on a whitetail old swamp donkey to come out. Old 24-point super buck with moss hanging off of him, like deer skull over here for smaller 8 and 10 points that he's killed. His trophies hanging from his rack. You're waiting on that, but the problem is there's a predator in your midst. There's something else that wants that 42-point super buck, that swamp donkey. There's something else. And it doesn't just want that, it wants you, because you're after its food. And it knows that. It can sense that. And you're looking downrange and you see this black thing peer out and you go, oh no. Shocks you to your core. Goosebumps run up, hair stands up. You know what it is. It's a hide behind. We got a problem. What are we going to do? We can't just run. We don't know how fast these things are. What if they can just pop between trees? You're going to be running and freaking clothesline and you're donezo. No, what we're going to do is we're going to take that tree. All right. We're going to watch him. When he pops that old head out, we're going to shoot that tree. We're going to shoot clean through that tree. It's what we're going to be carrying dual wield for whitetail and for boogers. This is what we do out here. So let me grab that real quick and we're going to show you a couple of the ones that we carry. All right. So one of the first rifles that we bring, just basic deer hunting. We're not going super deep out. So we're going super deep out. I mean, out all the way. But when we're close enough that help is within, let's say, 20 minutes out, we're just going to use a big bolt gun. Now, I'm going to get to the sidearms that we always carry in just a second, but right now we're talking about primaries. And one of our first choices is the 450 Bushmaster. It is a heckin' chonker. I think the magazine's got some in it, yes. It is a heckin' chonker of a round. This is a serious freaking slug. And those are the subsonics for it. They are, help me out, Russ, man, 390 grain? Yeah, 390 grain. That is a serious freaking slug. That is some stopping power. I'm actually not 100% positive that this is going to go through a tree, but we're going to test it out here in just a second and find out. Now, the next one that we carry, which is one that I carry a lot, it is a real versatile one, is the 350 Legend. The 350 Legend. This is a Ruger American, just like the others, Ruger American. They're pretty decent guns. They're a great price point. And these have detachable Stanag 350 mags. So you can put 5, 10, 15, 20, and it's really hard to find anything over a 20. I'm definitely going to be just making my own drum because I do that. And I'm going to make, you may just take this and you put it on top of a drum body. It's not that hard. We're going to do it and probably make like a 35, 40 round drum for it just for funsies. And we'll eventually get an AR, but this is what we carry. And this thing absolutely can penetrate. But again, we'll lay down here in just a second and we're going to test out and show y'all whether or not it can go through. But the 350 is also a freaking heckin' chonker. It's straight walled. And out here in Mississippi, we're not shooting beyond freaking like 100 yards max. So a lot of our engagements are inside 45 and 50 yards. We can get 300, but it is like in the fields, you know, where there's cow pastures and stuff. That's it. But you're actually in the wild and the hunting, it's going to be like 75 yards best shooting through the trees. So these straight wall big slug guns are great to carry just in case that booger wants to find out. You can stop him well down range before he gets up to you. Now, of course, I don't like this. I detest these guns. This is a 300 Magnum. Can you hear it in my voice? How much I love these. This is a Vanguard 300 Win Mag. Again, heckin' lot of powder behind that 30 caliber bullet. It's slinging them, and this is the one that we bet is definitely going to be able to shoot through the tree and splatter that hide behind's vital organs on the tree behind him. I don't carry a 300 Magnum, but the Russ man does. I'll carry the 450 and the 350. And I know that a lot of the viewers right now that know my channel and watch my channel are going, dude, 50 BMG. You have a 50 BMG. I do have a 50 BMG. That's not a booger defense gun. The thing weighs like 45, 50 pounds unloaded. And it's almost as tall as me. It's like this big, all right? Very front heavy, very hard to shoot off of your shoulder. So it's almost prone, like you can fire it off your shoulder. You're going to do it once. You're not going to be able to then bolt it while holding it up. It's not going to happen. It's way too front heavy. I mean, of course, there are some beefcakes out there that could do it. I ain't one of them beefcakes. So I'm not going to be talking about the 50 because it's a static position gun. It's not something we can bring out hunting. It's not something that we bring out hunting. We're not shooting whitetail with 50 BMG. Now, if say the booger is coming toward a house or getting closer to the house and the residence, then yeah, it's going to suck a BMG down his throat, and it's not going to matter what the cryptid is because it's going to delete whatever body part I hit with that 50 BMG. But it's not a viable, it's a viable for like an assault on a position. Maybe if you were like camping out for several days at a hunting camp, bring your old 50 up there and leave it out. I'm actually going to talk about some camp guns that we use out there. It's not the 50 cal. I mean, that's just excessive. But it will. The 50 cal will kill anything. It'll shoot through all the trees. It'll shoot through all single trees at least. And yeah, hide behind, skunk ape, the white thing, gator man, puckwudgie, little dwarf pigmen, all those poor little, yeah, little dwarf pigmen. They're about yay high. I mean, they pretty much just look like hobbits with a pig face. Yeah, I'd pop those like grapes. So yes, of course, the 50 cal is the answer to killing anything. And you're like, oh, what about a werewolf? 50 cal, silver cast bullets. We got some silver cast bullets for our sidearms. Speaking of sidearms, why don't I pick out some of the sidearms that we carry just on average? And this doesn't matter what we're going out, how deep we're going out. This is just sidearms that we carry. All right. So speaking specifically on the hide behinds in this episode, the guns that we would carry: 357 Magnum, 357 Magnum, of course, right? This is an Arminius Highway 357 made in Germany, and this is a good old Ruger GP100. The only difference basically in the GP100 and the Security 6 is the GP100 has this all the way out, and the Security 6 stops back here. As the Security 6 is a little bit lighter. This is a little bit heavier, which helps with the 357 Magnum round. Of course, you can shoot 38s out of it. And let me show you how these are not loaded. Clear. And this boy is clear because I'm about to start flopping these things around, and I don't want half the comments being gun safety, gun safety. It's okay, got this. And we're going to be keeping them down and pointed downrange as much as we can while I talk about these things. 357 is always a good one to go to. It's very easy to find. The ammunition's available, and they are incredibly hard hitting guns. I'm pretty sure that these would be able to go through smaller pine trees, or the closer that the hide behind got to you, the more penetration the 357 would have. So the closer trees, then you'd be able to punch through them with the 357 Magnum. However, if you're like 357 Magnum's way too basic, that's okay. We'll step it up, because the thing that I personally carry is the 44 Magnum Desert Eagle. All right. The 44 Magnum Desert Eagle is one heck of a puncher. It's got a lot of velocity. This will go through a tree, not like a big tree, but again, the closer the hide behind gets to you, the more penetrating power that it has. The 44 Magnum has significantly more power than the 357 Magnum. I don't know. The 357 Magnum might actually have more penetration. I would think a smidge more penetration because the velocity would be higher. Shouldn't be, or should be, because of the smaller diameter bullet. And the larger diameter bullet, the 44 Magnum, is going to slow down as soon as it hits a target. It's dumping a lot of kinetic energy, but that's good. It's a good thing, because you want that bullet to be going slow once it exits the tree trunk into that hide behind, and let it stay in there, because the bullets that you leave in that predator is what's going to do more damage than the bullets to go through that predator. And now, when you're thinking about why would we want the bullets to stay in it, a hide behind is one of those spooky doopy cryptids. I gotta find the other one. There it is. There's some spooky cryptids. So it doesn't hurt to have some 999 silver bullets. This is for the 44 Magnum. This is for a 357 Magnum. Need those .999 silver bullets if you're specifically talking about cryptid defenses. It doesn't hurt. It's always been the go-to throughout history. Silver is poisonous to night critters. It's just common fact. You don't have to be a cryptozoologist or a cryptid hunter, booger hunter to know that. Silver's hurt werewolves, right? I'm not too big on the whole werewolf thing. Loup-garou. I do, I know about the loup-garou, and I put 13 pennies on my doorstep just in case. Just in case. We're very close to Louisiana, and the loup-garou could come through here. It's essentially a werewolf from Louisiana. It's a shapeshifter in a way. Again, another more spooky paranormal one, not really based in it, but I think of it more as a dog man. And wouldn't hurt to be firing silver slugs in it, and you want those bullets to stop on the way in. Now, what my great-grandma told me was for the cryptid bullets, the booger bullets, because here colloquially cryptids are actually called boogers, is what we know them as, is boogers. Old people and the elders talk about boogers. You would burn hickory or white oak, and you would burn it in a fire. You want it to be a big fire so it gets very hot, and you're going to take the white ash from the center of the fire where the fire was burning hottest. You pull the white ash out and you pack your hollow points with that, and then you seal it with a prayer candle, with prayer candle wax. You say a prayer with the prayer candle for your protection of your family and the hunting party that you're going out on, and you seal each bullet, and that is supposed to help protect you against all of the boogers. Anyone that you could run across, these are your go-to bullets. They're your last line of defense when you're not carrying a 300 Magnum or a 30-06 or something like that, or when those bullets run dry and they haven't worked. Your last line of defense is going to be these silver bullets packed with white ash and covered with prayer candles. Now that's old school. All right, that's old school lore. That's what the elders say. So we've advanced. We've come a long way with learning metallurgy and learning what kills boogers and what kills cryptids and what hurts them good. So what you would do nowadays, which this is purely hypothetical. I'm not telling you to do this, so don't go do this. This is purely hypothetical for booger and cryptid defense. You would fill them with mercury. You would fill your hollow points with mercury and then seal them. And I can't remember what you seal them with because, again, I'm not doing this, but this is the new age way to kill pretty much any cryptid. Is you fill the suckers up with mercury, you seal them, then when they fire, mercury gets hot, hits them, it pops, and that heavy metal distributes through the circulatory system. That is a dead booger. That is a very dead booger. Doesn't matter if it is a skunk ape, a hide behind, a puckwudgie, a snallygaster. Oh, throw some Navelucci. So actually, we are not going to talk on that. What we talk about is it's called the white thing. It was first spotted in Alabama, the white thing. And yeah, the white thing is about 8 to 10 foot tall. It has very pale skin. It's very gangly, skinny arms going down to long fingers instead of fingernails, long claws, sunken eyes, big teeth, you know, that kind of scary, you want to run. Like if you were to see that in the woods. Now that's the thing that my elders told me. If you saw that, if you saw this thing, if you saw something small and gangly going through the woods, crawling on all fours or standing up like a man, it looks like it's starving. Don't try to shoot, don't breathe, don't move, be incredibly still, and don't move until it's gone. Don't let it know you're there. That's what they told me. And they said, absolutely, if it knows you're there, and you absolutely have to engage it, aim for the neck. Always make sure to aim for the neck. They said that's where the true head of this thing, the white thing, the true head of it was, that if you hit it in the neck, it would kill it. That's only if you absolutely had to. That means it's running directly at you. It's got your number. There's not a deer behind you, not a pig to the right of you. It's coming at you, and you're having to defend your life from it. They said aim at the neck. Otherwise, don't move, don't engage, don't try anything. Doesn't matter what you're carrying. I wouldn't engage a white thing with a 50 cal. All right, because I don't want to find out about what their damage is, and what their damage threshold and what they can take. From the pictures and things and descriptions that I've heard, it doesn't really seem like they have a lot of muscle mass, but they're still able to rip someone in half. I'm not gonna fire at that. I don't want to take my chances against that. Maybe I got a squad of like 12 dudes, and we got a couple of crew serves, and we're packing some serious heat, enough that we can delete meat off of it before it gets to it. Like, it doesn't matter its healing ability. If we can just delete it from existence, I'll engage. But solo, your boy's not. I am going to be sitting still and being quiet and not moving and praying that it just goes on and leaves us alone. Now, back to the hide behinds. We're about to lay down on the shooting mat and make sure, test, show, not really 100% sure. I haven't ever engaged a hide behind. I've seen them popping in and out, but I'd like to now see and verify whether or not these guns can shoot through a tree. Let's find out. So what we're gonna do, we got this, I don't know, what'd you say, 8-inch, 9-inch tree cut right here. We got a gallon of water right behind it to act as the body cavity hiding behind the tree. We're gonna attempt to shoot through the tree with the 300 Magnum. And then of course this will show if it went through, if it kept going through here into the cardboard, and we'll see a good spray, hopefully. Yeah, let's get down here and lay down. Okay, here we go. I love the 300 Magnum. It's one of the funnest shooting guns. If you own a 300 Magnum, comment down below why do you still own a 300 Magnum. All right, let's do this. It's not my favorite gun. The Rust Man loves the thing. This is actually his rifle, not mine. That's the bolt release I'm fucking with, isn't it? Huh? Nothing. Let's see if the 300 Magnum will go through. Oh, wow. Okay. I was looking at termites. There we go. They're really light recoiling, really fun, smooth shooting guns. This thing has a hair trigger. Let's go check it out. I know that did not hit the jug. Let's go check it out. I did miss because I was not ready for the trigger pull, but it entered right here. And you see it came right out right there and then went over into here, veered off because I kind of pulled it down a little bit. I was trying to aim here. So let's go throw another one in there and see if I can't go through this jug. All right, got this next one loaded up. I'll make sure I hold it on and that this thing has a freaking match trigger. Bipod's all screwy. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna nail it this time. I got this. 300 Magnum. All right, so here's the deal. We're using hunting rounds, not a lot of FMJs that I've found for 300 Magnum. So what happened is it got caught back here. It didn't come out. See, this one got caught, but look at this cavity of wood that exploded into the hide behind. He's gonna get the idea. He needs to get out of the way. So since this thing ain't busted, let's just, I bet the 350 will do it. All right, so the next up that we're gonna try to shoot through this tree to hit the hide behind is, I'm pretty sure the 350 is gonna be doing it. Got the 145 grain Winchester FMJs. The FMJ, you know, is not gonna, mushroom's not gonna slow down as much. It should punch straight through this and blow through it. I don't think the 450, we're gonna try the 450 next, but let's get down with the 350. All right, 145 grain Winchester. Take one. Will it penetrate the 8-inch tree? That was so much nicer than the 300 Magnum. No, no, the 350 ain't doing it. It's split. It split it in there. And I mean, I hit dead freaking center. Let's see if I see something in there. No, no, 350's not doing it. We'll turn it this way so we can get another fresh. And let's go to the 450. All right, now we're going to try the 450. This is the Ruger American 450 Bushmaster. I grabbed it because slug gun. Love me some big old slug guns. Oh, you still rolling? Yeah, we're going to be shooting the 250 grain XP. It should be traveling a little bit faster than the freaking 390 grain. The 390 grain subsolid is going to stop in the tree 100%. So let's see if this will penetrate through. All right. This scope is like four-sided. So yeah, maybe we'll just try our best. That might have popped her. All right, so that one impacted right here, went in, and then pretty much tumbled out. There it is. There's the jacket right there. It shed, which is good. Maybe that, you know, hit the old hide behind, but we still haven't punched through. We still haven't actually hit the hide behind, so go grab something else. All right, so we had to swap logs out because the other one's just getting shot to hell. And pretty much the next bullet we shot through it probably was going to go through regardless of what it was. I probably grabbed some 9mm 115 grain FMJs. So we upgraded to about a 10, 12 incher. And why we done this is because those deer hunting rifles that we were using, they're bolt action. All right, that's going to be the one shot, hopefully punch through, or at least spray wood into that booger's eyes, or into the hide behind's eyes, or fill him full of splinters or metal shavings, and he gets the idea, oh snap, let's not mess with this guy. However, what if after that boom round, right, that one big good boomer, the next big good boomer, he's not getting the idea, he's just swapping between trees, because as you saw, some of the hunting rounds that we used aren't able to punch through some of these trees. I'm going to show y'all what we would use to get through those trees. All right, so he's hopping. He's going back and forth. Oh, no, what do? Got to have a semi-auto, but can't be no M4. Can't be no 5.56. I mean, an AK probably holds enough bullets, but who's hunting with an AK-47? I mean, who's hunting? And stop pointing at me. I don't hunt, I harvest. Okay, so 08mm, but wait a minute. That Hakeem only holds like 10 rounds. No, sir. No, you get an MG13 magazine. You do a little Bubba Gump into it. And yeah, then you have 25 of the hardcore hitting 8mm to sling down range. Let's load this thing up and see if I can't get through this tree. All right, y'all ready to see this? Finally get to see this Hakeem rock with the freaking MG13 magazine, because the last time we showed it, we didn't use it. We used the regular one. You load her in just like a regular Hakeem. She sits in, lock it in place, right? Then you grab this, you slide it forward, and up. It didn't work that time. There we go. Nice. And did you see how I didn't get Hakeem thumb? You see how simple that was? Like, it even messed up, and I still just, who's getting Hakeem thumb? Comment down below if you've smashed your thumb in a Hakeem and explain to me how, so that I can try to recreate it, because I've never figured that out. Just like the Garand's more bitey than this is. All right, I'm going to get down here. Made in Egypt, semi-automatic, brought to the United States to eat up a pine stump on fire. Whoa, interesting. Damn it. So we're using Greek surplus because it's really not as spicy as, unfortunately, for some reason, I guess that batch of Greek ammo wasn't no good. We hadn't had any problem running it out of the bolt guns, but that's all right. We're going to use some hunting loads. Comment down below if we're going to blow up the Hakeem. It's going to be in the regular magazine, but it holds enough, and I don't think I'm going to have a terrible amount of, you're not going to need a terrible amount of 8mm to go through it downrange. Did you see how I loaded the friggin' Hakeem right then? That's how you do it. I don't know why you get Hakeem thumb. Where does it come from? All right. Hopefully this will rock. I think I might need to up that spring tension. Nope. Yeah, we killed it. It's dead. I finally seen it. Let's go look. Finally, yeah. Oh, Hakeem done it. Punched right through. You saw a good blood splatter behind there to confirm your hit. That way you know. And I look right there, it goes, just pissing that blood out. Right through there. Blew right through, right down the bottom. Cut clean through. And that's how you do it. Sometimes you got to dig your way down to find the gold. So yeah, hide behind. We'll say Hakeem. Go the Hakeem or an M1 Garand. That's what I would go with. All right, so that's a pretty basic how-to guide and a little bit of background lore of the hide behind and what you should do if you encounter one downrange. Definitely engage. Like, don't just look at it unless you only see it once. Like, if it just pops out one time, go ahead and get out of there. If it's playing peekaboo, you're gonna need to engage because it's interested in you. All right, so go ahead, smash that subscribe button if you hadn't. Get down in the link below, or the description below, and hit all those links and go look at these other guys' video. This is just going to be part one. We have a lot of other cryptids to talk about. So hit that bell to get notifications when the next one drops.